Welcome back to the Arts Department, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Indeed, Anavwil. Hello. It's hump day. We're happy. We're halfway through the week, heading towards the weekend. Good times. How is your day going? I was just about to pop open the sketches that I had done earlier. Remember them speed thumbnails? I was gonna check those out as I'm thinking about maybe grabbing one and transitioning it to a full illustration, like actually taking some time and sitting down with it and, you know, chatting with you guys while we figure out what it's all about. Doing some changes with the back end of things, so you guys might notice a little bit of difference with the stream stuff, the exposure points and all that, as I try to get it to the point where we can actually get rewards from the battle royales and stuff and have them mean something. So I'm trying, I'm doing my best. There's some back end stuff that my teeny tiny brain is not quite grasping just yet, but I've got the stream elements rewards happening now, and now I just have to tie the stream avatars into the stream elements, and then when you win a battle royale you'll get some stream elements points, and then you can use the stream elements points like you use the channel points. Yay, fun. Oh no. What happened? Is she okay? Let's see. Is it in this one? No, it's not this one. This one. Yes, it's this one. Random weird crap that she finds, and it made her sick. Yeah, that'll happen. Took care of the pet, and then excellent health. Oh, okay. Well, still scary, right? Still a little like, distressing, and as if we don't have enough distress in the world right now. Like, come on. Come on, cat. Quit eating all the things. So, let's see here. Before we get all gung-ho into this, let's do some sketches and, you know. Okay. There's some weird echoing there. I don't know how that happened. Had my own stream unmuted. Professional, I promise. Worse than a puppy? Is that possible? I don't know if that's possible. Puppies, man, they'll anything and everything, right? All right. Let's just do some doodles here. Just to kind of get into the shape design thing again before I pop over and we start thinking about that illustration thing. That sounds like the same song again and again. Am I wrong? Harris Heller, you're killing me. Tonight's music brought to you by Stream Elements. Always free to use, never DMCA'd. Yeah, Daniel's back. You didn't get a notification. You didn't see a Twitter or a notification in Discord or smoke signals or anything like that. I never post who is live on your Discord, Daniel. So, I picked up this set of brushes because I'm not only an ArtStation seller, but I am also an ArtStation user. Huh, interesting. Well, I mean, I did just go live a few minutes ago, so it's not like you're late or anything, my good friend, and thank you for being here. Always appreciate you in the channel. I ended up spending my writing time this morning working on a pixel art tutorial, of all things. Just randomly, it's like, oh, I should write a quick outline for a pixel art tutorial. And I wrote the outline and was like, well, that's so basic, I should just record it. And then like an hour later, I was like, guess it wasn't that basic. That's how it always goes, right? You're like, oh, I'll just do that thing. And then it takes way more time and effort than you originally anticipated. Wow. It's, you know when you don't do something for a while and your rhythm just gets off? And art is so much about rhythms. And it's also about muscle memory. So when you're letting those rhythms kind of atrophy, along with apparently your ability to speak, you get back to it, and then you have to like remind yourself of that rhythm again. Like, oh, hey, those are all big, swoopy, long rhythms. Try breaking it up into something a little more, I don't know, Morse code-ish. We don't want a soft edge brush for the eraser. No, it will not do. Daniel Landerman, how's your day going, buddy? Need to see if this still works. Yes, and because Stream Elements now has a subscription, it can post emotes. It was. That's too bad. Hey, you know, Wednesdays can't all be winners, right? Was it as blah as the New Mutants movie? That's ultimately not fair. One, because I know people that worked on it, and I know people that were the original creators of it, the New Mutants, that is. And I bought it because it just came out on streaming services, and I wanted to support those people because I care about them. And unfortunately, I really wanted to be blown away with it. And I was not blown away with it. In fact, it felt like a higher budget Supernatural episode. So it was disappointing to me because I really wanted it to be something really super cool, like the comic and the amazing artwork in the comic and all that, you know? Because New Mutants was something was one of those that I remember going to the comic book store as a kid and specifically seeking out that comic because that was kind of like, that was my comic. Like there was all these other things that were out and they were so far along, and then New Mutants came out and it was like I could get into it, you know? Not the Rob Liefeld version from the 90s, but from the 80s version of New Mutants with Bill in it, doing amazing, fun artwork that pushed the boundaries of what comics were at the time. That being said, there were some really cool things in there. Some creepy things, as should be. But I feel like if they had leaned more heavily into what Bill's art was, they might have done something a little differently. Right? But in all fairness, most of those Fox movies, near the end here of Fox controlling it all, were lackluster at best, you know. I did end up watching, what was the one with the Apocalypse? Was that his name? Apocalypse? I don't even remember now. But I did end up watching that one, and that one again was another one where I was like, Mrs. Von Drake, welcome to the Arts Department. Nice to see ya. I am just doing some doodles this evening. Ooh. Hold on a second. Besides this, I also got these. Look at what came. They came out really good, actually. I'm like, I kind of want to stockpile them just so I have a bunch to give away to people. It's pretty exciting. Fun merch stuff. Yeah, right? I want to set them at base price and just get a bunch of them and run around slapping them all over things. Because why not? Hype! How have you been, Mrs. Von Drake? I mean, I kind of know because you're on the Discord that we frequent in our off hours, but nice to talk to you on stream. Have you here? back into a routine. Wasn't there some kind of quarantine or something happening? I'm trying to remember what was going on in that your whole world. So maybe on this, I don't know, is this a tiefling? Or do tieflings only have like 2 horns? I don't know. I'm having fun. But maybe she's got like some kind of like silver spiky ear tip things that like pierce through here, so it like caps onto her ear and then pierces through the back and into the front, and then they like screw it on there, right? It'd be fun. Now I kind of want to design one for myself that makes my elf ears even more pointy, right? That'd be fun. I mean, lean into it, for fuck's sake. Alright, then she's a tiefling. Look at that. Man. I mean, honestly, that's what I love about D&D, is at this point they've, like, there's so much that you can kind of latch onto and create around. It's so gratifying. And it's interesting because I'm not really huge on playing in other people's worlds, but it never really feels like I'm playing in somebody else's world when I'm doing that work. Kronos Rennie. Yeah, earrings. I mean, essentially it's an earring. It's like, you know, a piercing of some sort. Like caps off the ears. She's got kind of that longer kind of face thing going. Kronos Rennie, welcome to the arts department, my friend. I don't know if I've seen you here before, and if I have and I don't remember, I apologize. Could give her some like fey markings or something, right? Some satyr like swirls, for lack of a better term. I don't know why we all associate like magic with like the swirly stuff. At least for fey. Like I could do something a little more like chiseled and stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I think it breaks up that face too much. Like, I think that's a good resting place for the eye in there. Ah, well, here you are, my friend. Welcome. I do lots of art streaming. In fact, that's primarily what I do. The entire channel. It's called the Arts Department. Hit that subscribe button and it'll let you know when I go live, as well as when I'm posting up videos. I post up all kinds of stuff, from this type of thing to pixel art to illustration. And we'll probably move, after I finish up this sketch, we'll move over and move into some illustration work on some thumbnails that I had done last week, I think. Last week, was that? I don't know. It all blends together when you do it 3 days a week. Among other things, blending together right now. Time has no meaning. Always reminded of that Gandalf thing. What was it? Every day was as long as the age of the earth. When he supposedly fought the Balrog and died at the beginning of the second film, he has that whole lecture about it. That was one of my favorites. I actually sampled that and put that into a EDM track that I made way back in the day. Opinion! Welcome back, my friend. Nice to have you here. As always, looking forward to seeing some more of your awesome artworks. Been following your Twitter, my friend. Man, I almost feel like I could like bang out a line drawing for this, but might just want to keep it as is for now. We'll do another sketch. Trying to I'm gonna do some sketches up until about the maybe the 8 p.m. Battle Royale, and then 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 2,000 hours. Is that how you say that? 2,000 hours? 20, yeah, whatever. 2,000 hours military. It's like thinking out loud right now. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what Cell is. He's a half-elf, right? So he's gonna have those pointy ears. So Cell is one of the characters of our good friend Samurai Shaft, who is not here this evening, but... Oh. Wait, where's our stream avatars? Why is that not open? I had it open. Huh. I don't know what happened. Is it broken? There it is. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Hello, friends. Little friends walking around on the bottom of the screen. There we go. So, the reason I figured out Stream Elements is because I was talking about Samurai Shaft. He's in my D&D crew. And he plays a very malicious, mean, and aggressive half elf in our D&D campaign. At least one of his characters. I don't know, malicious. What's the word? Ruthless. Ruthless. That's a good word for it. However, my half elf character in the other side of the campaign, because there's two of them, would totally get along with them and be like, yeah, totally, kill that thing, doesn't matter. But my character that he happens to be grouped with is pretty, he's a really chill dude. He's a fawn. Wow, Daniel, have fun, buddy. We'll see you soon. Much love, much hype. Right? That's that's definitely one to wish some luck on. A Zoom wedding. Good gods. So, I kind of picture Cell as like pretty aggressive, pretty kind of like bags around the eyes, always worried about something, always worried somebody's gonna come after him because he's an assassin. So, get some interesting kind of shape dynamics here for I guess, you know, the eyes are the window to the soul and all that. So get some shape dynamics around the eyes, really kind of push it. Draw attention to them, you know. If anybody has questions about art or, I don't know, being an artist, anything along those lines, feel free to throw them out there. I love answering questions. I like talking about art. I like talking about D&D. I like talking about video games and music and media and all that good stuff. So, always up for it. You'll notice that I quickly measured down from the eye there, and that was to get the corner of the mouth. Oh, that's cool, Kronos. That's good stuff, man. I likes me some architecture. I'm just not very good at it. That was, my father was like, if you're gonna be an artist, you should be an architect. And the problem with architecture is it requires so much math, and I just, like, me and math are like oil and water. We just don't get along very well at all. So never was able to quite roll over into architect land. But I really appreciate architecture quite a bit. Architecture, landscape design, anything really artistic gets me excited, to be honest. I just don't have a math brain. I never have. It's weird. And everybody's like, well, you should be good at geometry because you're an artist. And I'm like, dude, it's just, no, they're not the same. They're not the same thing. And it's fuzzy because it's fuzzy. I don't know. It's funny because I have an affinity for things like scientific principles, quantum physics and string theory and all that stuff, because at that point it becomes this kind of abstract creative principle, right? So I read up on it and I go, oh yeah, I totally get it. I just don't get the middle section where it's all math. Absolutely. Brains are strange. And it's, I mean, even on top of all of that, like, then you get into how your brain is doing on a particular day. And some days I remember all of these, like, all of the minutia about those concepts and how they all relate, and superstring theory down to quantum mechanics and all that stuff, and I remember it like vividly. And then on other days I'm like, it's the string, the spaghetti something, It's just like, dark. And I can't be the only one, right? It's not just me, because I know other people have those days where their brains are just mush. So I'm just gonna say it's a human thing. Oh, yes, Mrs. Von Drake. I don't have kids, but I've been around enough of them. I had younger siblings. My siblings have children, and my friends have children. And I can be like mid-sentence, and there's a frequency that they hit, and my brain just goes boop, and it's done. And I have to stop and be like, what was I just talking about? Because that frequency triggered something in my head that was like the reset button on a motherboard, where it was like, whoop. Oh, and we're back. Yes. Don't forget to hydrate, friends. It's good for you. Go. So, since I'm not completely happy with it, I'm going to turn it around. And this is something that I learned, is that artists always have a specific way that they draw, right? Like a way that they will be able to draw something more clearly or better, or see the shapes or put the shapes down better. And so oftentimes if you're having problems drawing ahead in one orientation, flip it the other orientation and give it a try, and then flip it back, and it'll be more what you were looking for, or what you had in mind, because your brain just sees it differently and your hand is able to do those things more clearly. let's do this. Let's warp it. That's more in the land that I was looking for. In fact, it is just a sketch, but we've got time. We've got time. Warframe art, yeah. It's Kronos. I've got a big poster planned for Warframe actually, and I've gotten a bunch of the references together because you don't do that stuff like freehand unless you're insane. But it's going to be along the lines of this one. So I've got a bunch of it put together already. I've got the Captura images, and I'm putting it together, working on it over time. I don't think I'm going to do it on stream just because it is a very slow process. So that's one that it will just premiere. I'll be like, hey, check it out. Did a Warframe thing. But yeah, that stuff always requires a lot of pre-planning, a lot of iteration and stuff, and so many layers that I think my computer would explode if I was trying to encode and stream at the same time. Usually ending up in the hundreds of layers, multiple hundreds of layers. So. The nose that I don't like? Might be the nose. Let's see. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere with this. It's interesting, and I say this before too, pretty much any other time that I'm on the stream is in the day job, you kind of go with that like get it done mentality. So you work on something only to a certain point, and then you go, okay, I have to stop and move on because there's other stuff that needs to get done. With this, I don't have to stop and move on. I can noodle this stuff. Granted, it's not the most entertaining thing for you wonderful friends, but I can work on something like I used to work on something, and that, you know, get to that point that I actually really like what I'm doing, you know, rather than it being good enough for the moment. Deadlines are a son of a bitch. Let's see. So if this is his head is tilted down, shoulders there. Ah, Rick, welcome, welcome. The Arts Department loves you very much. How is your day? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Check it. Oh yeah. Do you see how big this is? I had to make the design smaller because it's like all the way around the sides here. So, yeah. I don't know what this cloak thing is. It's like half a scarf, half a cloak. Why not? some dark shapes in there to move your eye around. Hump day. I had this really weird day yesterday where generally I'll be like, okay, gonna work on a project, and I have it mapped out even to where like, okay, this time on Tuesdays after work is reserved for production, and I got to the production part of the day after work yesterday and my brain was just like, no, you're done, dude. Nope. And I sat down to do it anyway, and my brain was just would not let me do the production work. I was trying to do a YouTube video and just wouldn't let me. Just like, nah, I think you should take a break. So I finally just set it down and was like, okay, we'll do it tomorrow morning when we're supposed to be writing. So we did. Sometimes you just have to listen to that stuff, right? When your brain's had enough, you just have to go, okay, it's time to switch off for a day. Or a couple of hours, as the case may be. Let's pull it in more. Yeah, in more. I'm gonna erase this there. Kronos. Well, hey, good morning, my friend. Welcome to your day, and thanks for hanging out. Nice to have you in the arts department. We'll see you next time you decide to drop by. All right, let's get this going. Yeah, another 15 minutes or so to do some sketching. Thiago Marquez art. Nice work, bro. Just trying to look for live art streams. Tell me more about me, like full-time artist. Thiago. Yes, I am a full-time artist. I work for an agency, an entertainment advertising agency in Hollywood. I am an illustrator and a sketch artist, and I do this kind of work in the evenings to satisfy my need to do my own thing occasionally. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Cammy Bo, welcome back. Phone wouldn't stream. How's it going? Going good. It's going good. I'm just telling Theo Marquez Art here. Yeah, thank you for the follow, Theo. Appreciate it. Well, hype for that dude. Hype. Magma hype. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1900 hours. And I do all sorts of stuff. It ranges the gambit from what you're seeing here, these kind of sketches and stuff like that, where we're just kind of doing some doodles and whatnot, to this is something that I did professionally through the agency for Apex Legends. I was part of the team on it. I was a little teeny tiny part of the team. I was basically the finished illustrator on it. And then I do stuff like this, and obviously one of our emotes. And this is illustration style, a la the illustrations that I did for Dungeons and Dragons 5e. if you'd like, you can check out at the links. You can find my ArtStation portfolio and check it out there, as well as the Discord where you can join the community and do stuff like this where it's kind of comic book style illustration, things for fun like isometric art, because back in the day I worked for Nickelodeon Game Studio, and D&D stuff and spooky stuff and more D&D stuff and dragons and more dragons and lots of dragons, because dragons, right? And pixel art, because pixel art is amazing and fun. We just finished this one on Monday, actually. So yeah, you're gonna get a variety of things here, and you never know what the stream is gonna entail. And yeah, that's what we do's in the arts department. Man, I don't even know my own branding. Thank you, Camibo. I appreciate that. Always watching out. That's my girl. And thank you also, Thiago Marquez Art. Am I saying that right, Thiago? Feel like there's probably some kind of accent in there that I'm not hitting. Words are hard. Yes, they are indeed. Like, the things with the stuff. Here, let me draw you a picture. Fuck it. So, got all that. I feel like I want to get some more kind of layers going in his hair back here. Not sure, but we'll see. I feel like maybe kind of flopping over to the side a little bit more. Coming up from there. I don't remember. I feel like he's older. Or he pretends that he's older? I don't know. F it. Maybe it's not so. But it's an elf. And I like drawing elves, so. And I've drawn elves. I've drawn elves since I was 10 years old. Thiago Marquez. Word. It's a good name. It's a good name. It's a solid name. So what else is going on? Rick, how you doing, my friend, with your stream troubles there? Doing better? No, that's wrong. Alright, so when drawing three-dimensional objects, make sure that you have the correct 3 dimensions mapped out, right? So you can see where I went wrong here. So this has a bit of an undercut to it, right? So we'd have this come down and then come back up on this side like so. And then that, the rim around the bottom, would have a little bit of wrapping around that you would see because we're looking down. I have yet to give Twitch a try on mobile, so I can't say I blame you for moving over to the PC, quite honestly. So, hell yeah, gotta love our elves. Grew up on elves, man. ElfQuest and D&D, and Dragonlance with Tannis. Tannis half-elf and man, drawing for the first time and drew the child from the Mandalorian for my daughter. Oh, Rick, that's awesome, dude. How'd it go for you? Did you do you want to share it? Love to see it if you're willing. That'd definitely be a thing to throw up on the Discord for us to check out. You know, put it in the art gallery, and we will gawk at your arts. I always love hearing that people are picking up art, you know, even if it's just a hobby. Like if they don't have any professional goals or anything, if it's just something to I don't want to say pass time, but that's what hobbies do, right? You pick something where you're like, I don't want to watch TV, I want to do something productive, so I'm gonna do this thing. And Cammy, did you miss the announcement that there's a wallpaper pack on the store? And you have discounts because you're a sub on the Discord? So if you go to the Teespring store and you look under digital items, there is a packet of a bunch of the creepy stuff that we did in October. And you give a discount on the Teespring store in the discount section of the subscribers area. So like I was saying, I always like seeing that people are picking up Battle Goose. What up, buddy? That people are picking up art as a hobby or as something to pass the time, because personally I feel like art is one of those things that helps you to grow in other areas of life. But that's just my personal opinion. Oh, look at Stream Elements coming in hot. I never know when it's gonna work anymore, and then I feel bad. I'm like, oh, spamming my own chat. Oh well. Battle Goose, how's your evening going, my friend? You playing a little Escape from Tarkov? Escape from Tartar Sauce? Hey, it happens, man. I don't behoove anybody their addictions, their video gaming, whatever it is that they want to do. Quite honestly, you know, the world's a crazy place. Sometimes we just need to escape and shoot people in the face in a video game. In a video game. In a video game. If you are new here and you have yet to set up your stream avatar rather, that you can click on that link and it will show you the way to enable it, or you can go down in the About section and click on the inlay there and configure your avatar to be whatever it is that you like, and every time you come back to the channel, it'll be available to you, as long as I remember to launch it and I'm not being an idiot. And, as a matter of fact, I should probably prepare for the Battle Royale, because I did not prepare for the Battle Royale. And we've got one coming up here, round about now. So you've got about 2 minutes if you're new to the channel and you're not following, to follow and configure your avatar so you can be part of the Battle Royale. So I tried to configure stream elements to not show up in the Battle Royale, but I can't figure that out. But beyond that, I also tried to configure stream elements to get points to you so that you're rewarded in the Stream Elements store with points for Stream Elements, and I've also included the commission as the top tier reward in the Stream Elements store. We're gonna get there, folks. We're gonna make it so that these Battle Royales actually provide you some real world benefits, I promise. So your RNG will be the thing that gets you happy and gets you free art from moi. So, that being said, where's the stream avatars? There we go. Where the music at? Pause that. Play that. It is now time, my friends, for the Battle Royale. It's a beautiful day for a Battle Royale in Stream Avatar Land. In drops Diego Marquez, Inavil, Namera, Martest, Miss Von Drake, Battlegoose, Rick, Daniel, Ivaru, Kamibo, Stream Elements, and Art. Those two should not be there. In fact, automatic disqualification if they win, and there will be another round. The battle is off to a very vicious start. People, oh, somebody went down, and I hope it was Stream Elements. It seems that it was, my friends. There goes an off-wheel. There goes everybody. Art coming up to beat on the back of Daniel Landerman's head. Takes him down with the help of Ivaru. It's not looking good, folks. It looks like the host may win. Oh no, Ivaru better win. Ivaru better win. Oh no. I'm guessing it's a rematch, Easy, so it's fine. I have a feeling you're gonna get an opportunity here. Yes, you are. Most absolutely, we are going to have a rematch. My apologies, friends. Art, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I am. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. I don't know what I'm gonna do at 200 gold. I can do whatever I want with the stupid thing. Let's try this again, shall we? Okay. It's a beautiful day for a Battle Royale, folks. In drops Ivaru, Heezy, Battlegoose, Miss Von Drake, Daniel Landerman, Rick, Stream Elements, Mara, Kamibo, and Avil, Diego Marquez, Art, and Martest. Alright, folks, do it. Take out Stream Elements and take out Art. We've got 3 dog piles worth of stream avatars beating each other up. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Martest and Avil pounding on each other. And yeah, somebody got taken out, and another person got taken out, was distracted by my own verbiage, and Kamibo picks up a bandage. Battlegoose, ooh, double kill. Battlegoose and Mrs. Von Drake, and Mrs. Von Drake takes out Battlegoose, and then Kamibo takes her down. Kamibo for the win. Congratulations, Kamibo. And that was the real Battle Royale, friends. Language, please, young lady. Good job. Congratulations. I feel like that was your first win for however many times that you've been here playing in those things. 2 a night and everything. I mean, Easy, I feel bad, but man, she really could have used a win. It's, you know, She deserves it. Now, I don't know, but I think that if you type in !store, it will show you the Stream Elements store, and you can see how much gold you have there. I don't know it all yet. I apologize. I'm just getting it rolling. But that should have given you some points, I think, within the store, which would be... Did it work? Doesn't work. Okay, I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. But trying to get it all configured so everybody gets SE exposure also. So as you're watching, you should be gaining SE exposure, and SE exposure will get you things on the SE store, Stream Elements store, which are going to be very similar to the things that you can get with regular exposure. Oh. Why, thank you, Heezy, for that hydrate redemption. Ooh, Heezy. Cammy gifting a tier 1 sub to Heezy OG. Make sure to thank Cammy for that wonderful stream gift. And thank you, Cammy. That's very nice of you. A little bit of love and hype for both of them, Cammy and of course for Heezy. Got the access to them avatars. Oh yeah. I'm gonna make a note here so I remember that this is Cell. All right, so I am actually very interested in this one here, and I think I want to take it further. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to do File New, and I'm going to hit Create. Cammy's over there like, what? I was actually just trying to, like, resubscribe. I didn't mean to give him anything. Right on, Cammy. That's very nice of you. We both appreciate it. I just like having you guys in the community, helping to grow things, pimping the channel, getting that love going. It's just nice, you know? Oh, well, of course, Stream Elements. I mean, we were just talking about subscriptions, and now you come in with that? You should be ashamed of yourself. Call yourself a Stream Element. Okay, so with this, I want it to be this kind of designed feeling element, but at the same time kind of old and run down, right? So like the illustration as a whole, I'm feeling needs to be very shape oriented, like the initial drawing was, the initial kind of thrust towards art. I don't know if that was Too much quarantine, my friends. So, just thinking about like the shapes of this monolith behind him and what they mean, what they are, for that matter. Like, are there others like it? And this is just one of many, maybe? And they just kind of recede off into the distance in the back there. So I had this story set in the world of Orin, who is he's a wanderer, and he wanders with a staff. I don't know why that even like matters, but his primary, he doesn't have any weapons. He's just like it. He has a walking stick essentially, right? So I've built this. I built the world first because I started the world when I was 19, I want to say. No. 17, because I was still in Hawaii at the time. And it's like many fantasy worlds, it's been through iteration after iteration, and this guy Orin was never even a thing up until, I want to say, 3 years ago, and then he just kind of came into fruition. It's Orin, O-R-I-N, Orin. And he has a friend that is a giant, and his giant friend is named Moru. Oof, an off-wheel. That's a feels bad right there. Ouch. Holy shit, Stream Elements, what are you doing? I'm sorry, everybody. Spam a lot. It's like we hit some kind of threshold or something. I really apologize there. Yeah, I feel just don't like when it's all just advertisements for my shit. That's just not cool. And there's a lot going on here. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Not gold. I want the... There you go. Certain shade of blue. That's what I want to listen to. Chill. Not like 80s music. I mean, if it was the Tron soundtrack, I wouldn't mind. That was a good soundtrack. Oh, hell yes, right? So good. There's a few albums that I can super just like zone out and work to, and they'll be on repeat and I won't even notice. It'll just be going and going. It's the Tron soundtrack for sure. The Amelie soundtrack, and then another album by Jan Tiersen, EUSA. And I don't know if it's a French word. EUSA could be USA or something. I don't know. Could be a French word, maybe not. Who knows? Certainly not me, because I don't know French. So, those ones are the ones where I'll just be working. I'll put it on, and 6 hours later I'll be like, I should probably turn that off, because I totally zoned out for the entirety of the day listening to it. Heezy, I don't think I've actually listened to that soundtrack. I probably should give that a go. I was actually told at one point that the music that I make sounds like it should be within the Blade Runner kind of stuff. This is the face that I make at people that say things that confuse me, Cammy. Yeah, Heezy. You know the song that plays during the Battle Royale? That's a song that I put together for our D&D campaign. Yeah, I do all sorts of fun stuff like that. Also do very kind of symphonic piano concerto kind of stuff, all the way down to drum and bass, what do you call it, ambient stuff too, you know. Music was going to be the career if art didn't take off, and in fact it almost took over at one point right before I went back to school for illustration. I was this close to becoming a full-time audio engineer at a recording studio in Santa Barbara, because I was the assistant engineer, and the wonderful human being who owned the company was like, hey, I know that you really like doing art in your spare time, and I need somebody that's going to be a full-time engineer, so you need to make a choice. So he kind of lit a fire, and I made a choice and went back to Art Center and got my degree, and the rest, as they say, is history. Really, Cammy? Come on. I can't say I blame you. Making music for games and movies? Hell yeah. I mean, honestly, that's probably the route that I would have ended up going default. Because when I was in school and I was still making music, pretty much I was working, anytime that I had spare time, I was making music when I was in school. And I had a friend that owned a record label at the time and had multiple artists signed and wanted to sign me. And I was like, I don't want to go out on tour. That's not my jam. And everybody, including him, was like, dude, you make this stuff that's sounds sort of video gamey, sort of symphonic. So I probably would have ended up going that route, you know? Oh gosh, this is already 229%. Let's make this image bigger. Let's make this 8,000 pixels tall. I'll make sure and change this from nearest neighbor for the pixel art to preserve details 2.0. Okay. Bloop. Oh, it's thinking. We zoomed into the thing, sir. What thing? The thing. Alright, now I can get rid of that. See, I didn't really mind for the rocks that everything was blurry. But now, since we're kind of going to design this guy? Gal? Person? Of some sort? I don't know. Let's just get the body in there first. Bombay Dub? Heezy, I don't think I've ever heard that. Is it a band or is that a style of music? I am intrigued. I am going to put that into the old Google Nader. Bombay Dub Orchestra. Is that what you're talking about? I mean, honestly, I'm really up for all sorts of music, except for whatever that was that Cami posted earlier in the music section of the Discord. It was something from the 70s. Guy was playing a beautiful guitar, but I could not watch it. I think my brain was just like not there at all. So yeah, everything except for that today, apparently. I can't play it on stream, Casey, but I will make sure to check it out for sure. I anything that mixes styles of music that I haven't heard before, I'm game to check out for sure. Oh, I think I've heard some of it before. I must have, because I'm thinking about some tracks that I used to listen to quite a bit, and yeah, I'm down for that stuff. I listen to everything, and people are like, except for country, and I'm like, no, including country. There's good country music. There's good everything music. I mean, good music is good. That's just how it is. It's like, my theory is this. Music is resonance. Music is vibration. And our bodies are nothing but atoms. And our bodies are vibrating at certain frequencies. And our brains are vibrating at certain frequencies because of the electrical currents. So if you take a outside stimulus of some sort and you project it into the brain via your ear hole, you're gonna respond in some way. And I mean, with music you can even feel it, like actually physically feel it. So there's these vibrations, and they can either conflict with your current vibrations. God, it sounds so hippie, right? But they can conflict with the vibrations that you're currently experiencing, and you're not going to like that music. Or they can be like right in tune, and they're going to heighten everything around you and kind of bump you up in your experience. And it's going to be like drugs, because it's going to synchronize. And that's, I feel like, okay guys, here we go. Everything that people create has a resonance. It has a vibration to it, including paintings, because light strikes a painting and it bounces back into your eyes at a certain wavelength, right? And the way that you've combined the layers of paint, the wavelength is going to bounce through those layers of paint, that light, and it's going to strike your eye at a certain wavelength, a certain frequency. And that frequency, just like music, is going to vibrate with you. It is going to either harmonize and boost in a resonance, or it's going to conflict with you. And you will either really enjoy it, or you will dislike it, or it'll flatten out. And to me, that's when you take two waveforms and they're exactly inverted. So you watch this and they strike one another, it becomes a flat line. They cancel each other out. So you either get this vibration where it's amazing, you don't like it, or you're just kind of like, meh. And it's my firm belief that vibrations in music, in art, in things that humans create, are that's how we connect with one another. Oh, for sure, because they find the sounds that vibrate with them. They find those things that they harmonize with, intellectually, emotionally, right? And they end up being like, I want to feel that again. So they go for that same sound again, right? Makes sense. I mean, if art and music are connecting to art and music are a dopamine release in the brain, you're going to find that button and you're going to press it like a rat in a cage with a cocaine water bottle, right? Give me that some more. Give me that some more. So, they don't have the external impetus to branch out and find other things, and they don't have the internal impetus because of any number of things. What, fear, social pressures to not like something. Man, the social pressure when I was young to not listen to anything except for metal was huge. So I missed out on a ton of great music because I was like, nah, I don't listen to that stuff. When I could have easily been like, that's a stupid reason, but it's a reason. Peer pressure and social stigmas and groups like that, you're like, nah, I don't listen to classical. That's old, that's been done, right? I second the motion, Anavio. Love classical. Opera is, for the most part, grating to me. I've never liked operatic music, but I don't even like operatic music when it's in modern music. There's just something about the cadence of the voice, the projection of the voice, that doesn't do it for me. And I've tried again and again and again, and I've like pushed myself to listen to like everything from like Carmen all the way up through Iron Maiden, trying to find that operatic sound that I enjoy, and I can't. There's nothing there for me. There's no resonance in those frequencies and that projection that resonate with me. Wow, rant done. Well, all music influenced by Western cultures, 12-note scale, right? Yeah, get into other cultures that have other, what do you call it? Multi-polyphonic sounds. Is that what I'm looking for? And there's things that a lot of us aren't used to hearing, but get into other cultures and it's perfectly normal for them. He's the OG. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it. You have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time you make it. Sleep well. I'll do my best, Teasy. I knew somebody was going to trigger that response at some point, but it's my belief. I'm going to stick to it. I don't know. I feel like it's the same thing for people. Like, you find people that you're like, I don't know, I just don't mesh with that person. It's like, they're vibrating on a different frequency than you. Indeed they are. Hippies are good. My entire upbringing is hippies, and I still know many modern hippies that are wonderful human beings. Some of the most caring, outgoing, compassionate human beings I know. Also some of the weirdest. And I don't behoove them that, you know? Because without the weird, you're not going to get the normal. So without the weird, there is no normal. Without the dark, there is no light. We don't mesh, Cammy? Really? I don't know. I have other friends that are very similar to you. I think people as a whole are intriguing, and their foibles and their isms are interesting, and I try not to I try to always find the good in people and in scenarios, and I always try to give the benefit of the doubt and empathize with who they are and what they're doing. That's just who I am. But I've worked at that, right? Through introspection, through study, I've decided that those are the things that I want to put into my life, and I've kept them close to me. So if I don't mesh with somebody, I'm not going to be like, you know what, fuck off. For me to get to that point is a big step. I do it because I don't let people walk all over me, because that's not good either. But you got to allow people to be people, and on top of that, you need to allow people to make mistakes, right? Mistakes as you see them, because everybody's going through life their own way. But mistakes in the way that they interact with you. I think the introspection thing is the important part, though. So, you know, go over things in your head, but don't go over them in a way where you continue to smash your head against the wall. Go over them and look at them and be like, okay, well, how do I change that? This is how I change that. You know, it's a growth thing. Crispies! Welcome to the therapy session in the arts department. Tonight, your host with what he thinks is information will be played by Autumn Rain Turkel. How you doing, buddy? Well, then they better be paying really well, Cammy. No, my general outlook is be kind until it's time to not be kind. Otherwise known as healthy boundaries. And oddly enough, Daniel was the one who helped me to understand healthy boundaries. Because apparently with my ex-girlfriends, I was very much, I let them not take advantage of me, but they certainly enjoyed the benefits of the relationship more than I did, apparently. At least according to my BFF, who was like, hey man, you're going well out of your way for this person, and maybe you should dial it back and develop some healthy boundaries. And I was like, wait, what's that? Oh, that's okay. And off we go. That came along with understanding that our entire generation was fed a lie about the prince or the princess, and that we all were out there looking for the prince or the princess and putting all of our hopes and dreams and happiness onto finding that prince or princess and establishing the connection with that prince or princess. Angry Dog Mommy, hello, welcome to the stream. We are having interesting discussions this evening. So that lie, once I realized what a lie it was much easier for me to
Shut up!
Wow. Okay. Angry Dog Mommy has spoken. I don't know if that was directed at me or right. So good, so good. So was I supposed to shut up about the prince or princess or anything like that? Was that what that's supposed to mean? I wasn't sure. Because, she actually, she used bits to actually slap that on there. So I do want to do her the service of shutting up because she was like, shut up. Like I was saying though, once I detached myself from that lie, from understanding that, or from the idea of investing so heavily in another person, I was able to develop healthy boundaries in relationships and interactions. As well as I don't place my happiness in somebody else's well-being anymore, right? So my happiness is my life. And this was therapy, man. I'm telling you, therapy was... I was going to the therapist after one of those relationships, and I looked at the therapist and I was like, I need to make my life the cake. And I need to make the relationship that I have the icing on the cake. And she was like, congratulations, you're done. Thanks for being my patient. Have a nice life. So, getting away from that lie that we've all been told, that we've been sold from Disney and the media, was probably the most healthy thing that I've ever done. Let's put it that way. I graduated from therapy. But now it's like, I live the life that I've always wanted to live, and if somebody comes along that is amazing, that wants to share that with me, then it becomes, this is how we integrate. Well, Cami, my friend, introspection goes a very long way towards growth, and everybody can do it. And I believe in you. And you can develop healthy, happy relationships if you so choose to grow in that way. Totally can. Anybody can do it. Anybody. Where's the music at? There's the music at. All right. Now, it's interesting because relationships, man, there's nothing easy about them. Oh, right? I didn't even think about that. It's totally one of Gula's people. And yeah, for sure. Might have to work on some of the overall shapes and everything, but well, Cammy, if it's working out for you, more power to you. Either way, you know. I'm also the person that gives the person the rope to hang themselves with, proverbially, not for real, because that would be really fucked up. But I'm like, you are. I give them the benefit of the doubt every time, and then if they mess up enough, then I'm just like, okay, well, it's been nice, and continue to do your thing over there. Take care. No, love is never easy. Anybody that says differently is wrong. Any person that I've ever talked to, people that are in loving, committed relationships, people that are in open, long-term relationships, all of these people have said the same thing. It is a lot of work. And it takes a lot of work, and it takes diligence and communication. And communication, as we know, as I have proven with my inability to speak night after night, is hard. So, you know what I found helps? Caffeine. So, if you want to have a discussion with somebody, just dose them up on caffeine and be like, let's talk for like 16 hours. So much energy. Crone! Hey, thank you for the sub there, my friend, and welcome to the arts department. Everybody loving hype for our buddy Crone. Woot. I don't know if you know about the Discord, but we do have a Discord if you'd like to pop over there and join us. Oh, look at that. You've already joined. Make you a junior art director on there. Wait, is that you, Kronos? I'm confused. People. There's people. I don't know who's who. Crone SC, are you Kronos on the Discord? Have you been to the Discord? Because somebody named Kronos joined. It's so hard to keep this stuff straight. That's why, in the rules on the Discord, I said, change your name to your, Such. Buddy. Everybody, this is our man Such. For those that don't know, Such is part of the D&D game. He's there on Saturdays. He plays Amelia some Saturdays, and he plays Guardian on some Saturdays. He's a good man. a good gamer, and an amazing designer. Look at that. D&T. Thanks for the sub, buddy. Appreciate it. Helping the growth of the channel. Yeah. Are you on here streaming at all? Because if you are, we can give you a little shout out. It does not look like you are a streamer on here, my friend. Ike the Bike 04. Hello. Welcome to the arts department, my friend. We're just, hanging out, making some art, chatting about apparently really heavy things like relationships and therapies and, all the easy things to discuss. How about yourself, Ike? Welcome to the arts department. Man, we got a whole big crew here this evening. Nice to have you. Nice to see you all online. I feel like the music's a little low, isn't it? Should we turn that up? There we go. That's a little more reasonable, right? Yeah, sometimes it's good to be heavy. Kind of clear the air. Can't talk about art all the time. I mean, it's fun and everything. Oh, right on, Ike. What, is your first time here? So, if it is, the stuff that we do here in the arts department looks a little bit like this. Kind of cell shading and then some painterly stuff. We did this for Creeptober last month. We spun the wheel of Creep and it decided what our theme was. The community put all the themes together and we just kind of went from one to the next. It was a lot of fun. I was very excited about it. So some more painterly stuff. These are like speed warm-ups in Photoshop. Some more Creep. Some more Creep. And Dungeons and Designers. This is our good buddy Crone. That's him back here. Guardian, the badass Warforged. And this is me here. Quinn, the asshole ranger. And this is Samurai Shaft here. And this is Vil Farrell here. And I think that's all the people that are ever in our stream. And yeah, so sketches. This is from last month. Did the what was it? Queen of the Spiders, I think it was. And more sketches. And D&D characters. This is Anovwheel. Anovwheel, say hi. This is her character, Shaka. And we do pixel art, because why not? Pixel art is fun. And we do fan art too, because hell yeah. This is my character, another one of my characters. Karis. And, some kind of illustrated comic booky vibe and stuff. This actually is in the world that I'm drawing right now. Weird. This is the character that I came up with when I was young, that I'm not actually currently writing into the world. And just tons of other stuff. Lots of D&D characters. Pixel art that we just finished Monday, actually. And pixel art from a long time ago, set in that same world. And dragons. More D&D stuff. More creepy stuff. Yeah, so you get the picture. Lots of stuff. We do stuff here. Whatever comes to mind. So if you have any questions about stuff, feel free to ask. Because I like to be the jack of all trades, master of none, and do all kinds of fun things. All the stuff, all the time. Right? I think I get bored with doing one style too much. So that's why I think this stream is good for me, because I can be like, oh hey, let's do some speed thumbs and then turn it into illustrations, or let's do some sketches and then turn it into illustrations, or let's do some pixel art and turn it into illustrations, or let's do some icons and turn it into emotes, you know? So I can use that what would be a negative, just turn it into a positive stuff. Me too. Just stuff, right? Just fun. That being said, if y'all like what you see and what you hear and you enjoying yourself, smash that follow button and get yourself a stream avatar. Top of the hour, we're going to be doing a battle royale for some stream avatar points, and that will be translating into actual stream rewards as soon as I can figure out the back end. I always have a hard time figuring out the back end. Getting the programs to link to Stream Elements has been kind of a pain in the ass, but once I do, rewards will be pouring in, and the battle royales will actually be rewarding with something, and the Stream Elements store will have the same things as the exposure that you can see down in the I don't know where the chat is on your screen, but in the chat area, the exposure is what you get rewarded for watching the stream. And I'll be doing that with Stream Elements also, so that you can get commissions if you watch for, I don't even know, I wouldn't even know how to do the math, but you get 15, as a follower, you get 15 points per 10 minutes or something. But at 60,000 points for a commission, you're gonna have to watch for a while. You're gonna have to really be part of the community, because that's how communities work, my friends. That's how they work. Diego Marquez. Welcome to our Discord, sir. Thank you for joining us on that Discord. Make sure to introduce yourself, say hi. If you do art, post some up in the gallery. We'd love to see what you do. Maybe like some spider web kind of thing going on in here, right? I don't know. We're trying it. We're gonna see what it looks like and how it feels, because art is about feeling, right? Talked about that earlier. Does it resonate with you? Does it feel cool? The thing that I like about this kind of stuff is that I can take things that I've drawn. It can go both ways. Like I can take things that I've drawn and inject them into the stories that I write or I can take the stories that I write and try and visualize them. That being said, I tend to make stories that I write a little, I don't want to say precious, but I have a hard time visualizing them. Like, I have this dwarf character in the current novel that I'm working on, and I have her so fleshed out in my head. Like, I know what she looks like, I know how she moves, I know her behaviors, I know how she speaks, I know the clothing she wears, and I can't draw her. Because every time I draw her, I'm like, no, that's not her. No, that's not her. It's like Daniel trying to draw his girlfriend. It's like, yeah, it's almost there, but that's not her. So, I see is that I feel like this is like, it would be interesting if he was standing in shallow water, right? Like there's a very shallow sea that just recedes off into the distance, and there's these pillars that rise out of the sea. So that's how you end up with this like lighter lighter area around these giant pillars. So he's just standing in the water. He, she, it, they. So they are just standing in the water. It'll sink in. Cammy, wait until you read my story. When you read it, you will know. I'm gonna put it this way. My dwarves are not D&D dwarves. They are not Tolkien dwarves. They are not Blizzard dwarves. So, very different. Very, very different. And very fucking cool, if I do say so myself. I think for me, I always liked the concept of the dwarf. I did not like other people's execution of the dwarf. So I found a way, personally, to do it the way that I wanted to do it. As well as taking from historical ideas that we've had, like just divorcing completely from Tolkien and all those other modern things. I did some research on dwarves and where they come from, and what the mythologies were behind dwarves before I went and dove into this whole thing. So I tried not to do that thing where people look at a piece of media that they like, and don't get me wrong, this is important to the overall process of being an artist, is to look at media, look at art, look at things, and absorb it and then put it back out there in your own way. But I did not I didn't do that completely with this sort of thing. I tried to go further back and find some things that were sourced from where modern media would have sourced things from, if that makes sense. So I tried to go to the source. Because I wanted something a little bit different. Which is the same thing with the giants in my world, where I went and looked at mythologies that involve giants to try and find some things that hadn't. Oh, Nikes. Let's undo that. Find some things that hadn't been said, if that makes sense. Some things that could be me as a creative individual, creative person. I don't want to say writer, because while I write, I have not been paid to write, so I am not a professional writer. Is that a bad thing to get wrapped up in that whole thing? I mean, if you look at, I mean, mythologies come from somewhere, right? And human beings have been influenced by mythologies. They've been influenced by mythologies for years and years. Forever, really. Right? So all of our stories come from mythological sources, essentially. I have a feeling these are going to give me a hard time. These, the further away ones. Like, I don't know how I'm going to show these without it being kind of weird. Like, maybe if I put some way back. Hey, English is not my first language. That's what I thought. Did you see that? So let's do this. Let's just grab this and move it up a little bit. Whoop. There we go. Whoops. No. There we go. So, since we decided that that this is going to be water down here, we can have his robes, their robes, flow out from where they're standing and get kind of shape designy with it, right? Oh, Angry Dog Mommy. Hold on. How about a battle royale before you leave? You may win. What do you think? You up for that? It's a beautiful day for a battle royale. In drops Ms. Von Drake and Offreal, Crone SIC, SC, Angry Dog Mommy, Martez, Rice Krispies X, Art, Rick, Evaru, Battle Goose, Stream Elements, Camibo, Namera, Daniel Landerman, and Leftwin. Go! Ooh, it's big groups tonight. Ooh, it's a big battle royale. I'm loving it. Somebody take out Stream Elements quick. Oh no, Art picked up a bandage. This is not good. We may end up with a second double-rounded. Oh, people are just going down left and right. Quick, beat up on Art. Leftwin, you can do it. Oh no, Rice Krispies X took him out just before he did it. Mrs. Von Drake, take out Art. Oh no! Angry Dog Mommy, kill the Art. Yes! Oh no, it's a household battle. Battle Goose against Dog Mommy. Dog Mommy goes for the bandage and turns around. Just to slap Battle Goose in the face. Boom! Battle Goose goes down. It's Angry Dog Mommy for the win. Yeah! Congratulations. Good job. See? Told you you should wait around. You never know if you're going to win. Right? It was like, hey, why don't you win a battle royale before you go to sleep? I'm so glad you won that. Made it worth it, did it not? It was so good for that you were here this evening. Thank you for coming in. It's nice to have you here, Mommy. I know that the timing is hard, but love it. Crone, you were absolutely robbed. I concur. Mrs. Von Drake, thank you for being here. Always nice to have you also. Love having you guys here, helping the discussion, talking along, making the community. You guys are great. We'll see you on the Discord when you have the opportunity to say hi. So I'm looking at this, and this is obviously, it's, you know, it's like a ritualistic place, and I don't know, I don't know if it reads like I want it to just yet, so I might have to revisit it. Like, I decided to take it away from, because I feel like in the sketch, if we look at that sketch, turn it all the way up, there's this kind of like standing Jitspo. Hey, coming in hot with the raid. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the arts department, everyone. My name is Autumn Rain Turkel. I am an illustrator. During the day, I work for an amazing company that does entertainment advertising, which means video game box art, movies and TV posters and billboards. And in the evenings, I do me some illustration work, and I do things like this is from the day job. And this kind of thing, which is when I worked at Nickelodeon, I did some design work and painting, and this was just for fun and kind of a concept for an isometric game thing, and D&D portraits and creepy stuff and keyframes for game and illustration and more illustration and more illustration and pixel art. We just finished this one on Monday for the pixel art, kind of concepting a game idea that I had and abandoned. I know you guys are all into games because that's what you're watching Jitspo for. For those that are into gaming and my channel, I would say check out Jitspo. He does programming and game development on his stream. It's really super interesting, and his game looks like it's going to be awesome. But enough about me. Jitspo, how's your stream? What did you do this evening? And how's life in general? I haven't been to your stream in a bit because I've been super busy. Oh, did you? Do you wanna? Is there somewhere that you can link to it? Is it on Steam or something like that? Love to hype your stuff, man. Love to see it myself, actually. Always down for supporting fellow creatives in their endeavors. Nice. I'm going to pop that open, and I'm going to check it out after the stream. Actually, I'm going to check it out a little bit right now whilst y'all talk. That's super interesting. I'm gonna have to give it a go, my friend. I'm gonna keep that open and come back to it and copy the URL into my actual Danmo. Thank you for the follow, by the way. And did I miss somebody else? I feel like somebody else followed too. Nope. Okay, good. Ludlum Dare project. Okay, cool. Right on, man. Hey, good stuff. It has kind of it felt a little like Loco Roco to me. Like that kind of like moving the stuff around the screen with your character, right? Maybe that's just my initial reaction. You can don't hate me. Yeah, Martes, we got a wonderful raid from Jitspo, who I am very much enjoying his work. I'm really looking forward to the Fist of the Forgotten coming together and getting out there. I feel like it's going to be a long road, but it's going to be really cool. Getting over it. Okay, I don't think I've seen Getting Over It, so my frame of reference is probably a little off. I'm not super big on the indie gaming scene. I mean, like, a lot of the games that I played are like roguelikes and that sort of thing, right? Like Vagante and stuff like that. But I am certainly intrigued, and I will give it a go, my friend. Most definitely. And maybe I should get you to collaborate with you, and we can build that pixel art game that I was talking about after you're done with your current projects. But we should have a discussion and see if maybe we can make something cool. Because I started to learn Unity, and then I figured that Unity wasn't going to work for what I wanted to do. No, it doesn't. It's not done. It's done for now. It's the same thing with art. You're like, somebody the other night had asked me, how do you know when your artwork is done? And I'm like, it's not. You just go, okay, that's the point that I got it to, where I was like, I need to stop or I'm going to drive myself insane. Absolutely. Totally understand. Yeah, so I started learning Unity, and then I figured out that the game wouldn't work with Unity. At least I would have to just do so much work that I wouldn't be able to get there. And I was like, well, maybe, Unreal Engine. Yeah. And then eventually I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I should just find somebody that I can hire and be like, here's some money. Code my game. Here's the assets. It's just the money part, right? Like if I find a extra few $100,000, then I can do it. Yeah, Jitspo knows. Like, okay, this is what I can get done before this mammoth deadline. So I think, in Alvéole, what you had said earlier about it feeling like a place of worship, that's kind of the vibe that I got from the initial sketch also. And what I'm thinking is they're like these white glowing kind of monoliths that are coming out from this sea, this shallow sea, right? So, you know, maybe it is a place of worship, and it's the elves that, or whatever they are, the fae creatures that visit it, need to be dressed all in white so that they are kind of emulating the monoliths, but they're also glowing. So I'm just going to do some white on white. What could possibly be hard about that? So, and then the reflective quality of the water, right? Not going to make it hard at all. Yeah, I think it'll work. I'm not I mean, the sky's gonna be dark. That's the saving grace of this piece, is we're gonna have a dark sky behind everything that really, you know, breaks it into this graphic shape. Just makes it very design oriented. And that will save me in the end. I hope. So, let's do, like, thinking if this is going to be a long illustration or a short illustration. Ultimately that's the problem with having a lot of styles that you can work in, is it's like you have to, on the fly especially, figure out what the target is going to be. So it's a moving target up until you can lock it in and be like, that's where I'm heading. But once you get that, then you can kind of break it out into the process that you need to get there, right? That being said, we will probably use some Photoshop trickery to get there. Photoshop. It's like the Lord of the Rings versions of design. How do you like that? A little black on black for you? Super easy to see on stream, huh? Gee, what a great stream you got there, Autumn. Glad that I joined you this evening. So I think on some of this we're going to use some faster techniques to get to where we want to go. And by faster techniques I mean gradients and big round brushes, rather than being super painterly with it, and seeing what that gets us. Because like I said, a lot of this stuff is playing around, right? to have glowing text within the monoliths themselves, or text that is lit up. Like initially I was going to have it be that this guy was the light source, right? But I think it might be more interesting to have the monoliths actually emanating some light. That being said, it doesn't have to be this big flat amount of light. It can be as if they are glowing against the backdrop, if that makes sense. So, what our good buddy Daniel calls SimCon, and I still hate it, simultaneous contrast. So, when you have something very dark and something not so dark, it's going to read as very light against that dark. Simultaneous contrast. At least one of the ways to do simultaneous contrast. So we will knock in some big overall shapes just to get this thing kind of started, because, you know, still got time. So, can move back towards the background again. And these guys back here, since they're farther away, they're not going to be as contrasty, but they're still going to be lit up a little bit. And this one I'm just going to select out. This will get us some nice crisp edges that we can work with. And then I can control those edges a little bit more later on by altering them as we see fit. Big overall shapes to begin with, right? That's one of the fundamental principles of painting, is start with the big masses first and work your way down to those little tiny shapes that give you the detail that you're looking for. So then, let's see. There we go. Between these two layers, we'll put a little bit of reflectivity, just so that we are reminded that this is water. I'm painting this in, but I'll come back in later and I'll smooth out some of that. And put some of it here too. So it's basically underneath this monolith, this glowiness. And get to work back and forth trying to find that subtle balance, right? Just kind of painting in everything to begin with. And once we've gotten some of the base tones worked out, we'll come back in and really start to flesh out the rendering and everything on it, I think. So this feels like it can go quickly, but it's always those ones that are deceptively long. You're like, okay, that was more than I expected it to take. Longer than I expected it to take. So, I'm gonna, with this guy, we're gonna start him off. I'm gonna find the darkest dark that he's over, which is right there, about a 50% really. And I'm gonna bump him just a little bit further for his base values. So he's probably about 60%. And then all of his lights, their lights, I keep going back to that. All their lights will pop out against this darker value. So hopefully I can maintain the subtlety that actually makes it look pretty cool, you know? It's always very challenging to find that subtlety when you're working with white on white. But I do feel like this could actually translate to those fantasy worlds that I have developed, and even the fantasy game that I developed, the pixel art game. I would talk about the game more and the principles behind it, but I really do think that at some point I'm going to make it. So I got to kind of keep it under wraps until I can get to the point where I'm actually developing it and I've actually like locked in, and I'm not just doing like concept art for it, right? Oh. Funny thing with it though is I have the gameplay mechanic worked out. Like I know how the gameplay works. I know the feedback loop for people. And I know the imagery, and I know how it's supposed to, what the look looks like over the period of the game itself. I just have to find the development money and the person that can do it. Because it's not going to be me to develop the actual game, I don't think. Like the more research I did into building it, the more it seemed like it was just going to take too much resources, personal time to learn how to do the things that I wanted it to do. So, on top of this layer, let's bump in, get that soft round, turn the pressure sensitivity on, and select that gray back there. And modulate this background just a touch. So, have some dark, wait, what's going on here? That thing is on again. So, started using some new brushes and this thing continuously turns on by itself and I don't use it otherwise. Annoying. And trying to get this to read back here. We can kind of just ghost in some like clouds and stuff that indicate that you're seeing up into the sky, right? Some modulation above these things. Nighttime mist that has risen off of this ocean that's 2 inches deep and miles and miles across. And then on top of that, we're gonna cheat. We're gonna go for the quick fix and go down to one of my 300,000 brushes here. Go to our speckle brush. And scattered points, I believe, is the one. Yeah, that's the one. Let's leave it at 900 though and bring it down in size. There we go. Turn on our shape dynamics. Not just size jitter. Yeah, okay. Good, good, good. So the size jitter is good. And the angle jitter is good. We just need to, as they say, tap, tap, tap them in. And we can get some stars. And again, designing this stuff, right? So you don't want it to, you want it to complement what's in the foreground. And I'm going to Control-Command J to copy that. Then Control-Command E to drop it down. Control-Command J one more time. And then go Filter, Blur, Box Blur. And let's zoom in so we can see kind of glow we've got going. There we go. No, they're magical stars. They're glowy magical stars. And we can go back to our painterly brush here. Right? Sir Fetish? That's a fun name, by the way. I like it. Sir Fetish Fancy, welcome to the Arts Department. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hype, hype, hype. So, we also don't want to forget that stars will reflect. So we're gonna Control-Command J it again. And we're going to edit, transform, flip vertical. And we're going to drag it down onto the water here. And then transform it by pulling some of these points apart. And then because it's on water, this is where you can go, okay, there's two schools of thought here. One is that it's going to be very glassy and reflective, right? And then the other is that it's going to actually blur somewhat. So we can do a motion blur and have it blur horizontally, not 300 pixels horizontally. Just a touch. And we can just kind of bump it until it feels right. Like so. I'm not even sure that you guys can see that, but there they are. Now they feel blurry. Maybe we should double that up so they're a little darker, lighter. Thank you kindly, Sir Fetish. Dig it. If you'd like, we do have a Discord where we talk about all sorts of things. Art, music, games, you name it. We generally will talk about it. Inspiration. Gosh, what else do we have? Music channel. A Who Is Live, if you want to pimp yourself. I'm always surprised when there's communities that don't have the option for like showing what you do, because I love seeing what people create, right? There's so much talent and inspiration out there, and to have that talent and inspiration around you, sharing what they do with you it's what's best in life. What is best in life? To hear the lamentations of the women, to see the enemies driven before you. I got the whole thing wrong. The hell? Why is that so? Okay. There you go. That's simultaneous contrast in action for you. So you see how light it is down here, and then all of a sudden I put it up there, and it seems like it's like completely contrasting. Yeah. Whee! Art is fun. We're on the right layer, right? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to our line layer. I'm gonna grab all of the lines for the background stuff real quick like. And we're gonna cut them out and paste them back in, and then we're gonna knock them back in opacity so that they fall back, and then we can see what we've got to adjust, because we don't really have a horizon line there. And the question is, will a horizon, if there's no cities and nothing to give light pollution, will there still be that lighter horizon that we get normally? And I'm thinking, for the sake of storytelling and visual narrative, yes, light pollution is a thing on this planet. And if anything, it is coming from the sea itself with these glowy things. So we'll pick a light over here, and we'll just knock it in very lightly inside that selection. Whoop. We'll add to that selection so that we can put more in. Control Command H to hide that again so that we can see what we're doing. And I'm looking down here at this thumbnail just to make sure that it's reading graphically and I'm getting all the things that I want out of it, like the light on dark, the dark on light. And I think we're still good. Like, it's still cohesive. And I feel like ultimately near the end, well, that should be lower down on the layer stack now, right? Should be right about there. Yeah, that's good. I know if we'll. That's why you get paid the big bucks to be here. Always bringing it with the ideas. Love it. So, if there's bioluminescent sources, I feel like they would, yeah, absolutely, right? So they're going to be small because this is only like, you know, it's a 2-inch, 3-inch ocean, right? And they're probably going to be attracted to the light source, right? So they're going to be kind of swirling around these monoliths. So, why don't we can... I've got some brushes that can accomplish this quickly, but I feel like it's the type of thing where I'm probably going to want to put in the idea and then come back in and flesh out the creatures a little bit. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, algae, like in this context, I don't know if it's going to read that well. So, I mean, ultimately we've already got stars down there, right? So in this instance, I can pull out the stars for now. And we'll just mark it as red. And then we can come back to it later and see if it works better as stars or these bioluminescent things that we're going to bump in here right now. See, this is why I love having a community, because it's not just me making the art. And I feel like with your guys' help, everything I've done since I started the stream is cooler. So thank you all for input. Sometimes when I tell you to fuck off because I don't want to do it, that doesn't mean that I don't value the opinion in the first place. So let's find the effects brushes. And what I'm thinking is there's a brush in here that's this like magic brush that has a kind of splatter thing, right? So we'll pop it in there and make sure that it's really white. What am I missing? Why is this not working? Do I have a selection? I do have a selection. There we go. Ah, well, I'm glad that the art inspires your imagination. That you can never ask for more than inspiring somebody to, I mean, to take up art, to contribute to art or music or anything, right? To further the world through creative means, games, anything. Actually, let's put this all the way on top so that it's over the lines and everything. And then it will look like these creatures are kind of here. They're gathering around the exterior of this thing. And this is where it's going to get challenging because they're going to have to look like something. Right? But because if I'm not careful with the painting, then it's not going to read like anything. It's going to read like the reflected light of the monolith. But did you ever see that GIF of the bioluminescent fish that have the glowing eyes? That is the coolest thing. They're like crazy blue glowy, like. And every time I think about bioluminescent creatures, I think about those dudes. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll post it in the inspiration station on the Discord. Because I find them super inspiring, and I know I have it. I actually have that GIF saved somewhere. So we can have some back here too. And as well as a few stragglers, because they're not all going to be right up against those monoliths, right? erase those back out. So that might or might not conflict with the stars. Or I might also have to design it more so that they are actual like maybe there's tendrils to them or something, right? But I feel like on some level I'm going to have to flesh out a bigger portion of it first and then drop them in there in like in a color. So we're going to end up colorizing them and making them some kind of blue, right? So they stand out. So they're apart from everything else. Like so. But that's more to come. So generally with painting, and I say this almost every time, you start at the back of a painting and you move your way forward. That's why I did the sky and the stars first. Because they're about as far from the camera as you can get. So we'll go back to our easy chalk there. And working on these monoliths still. So I want to get in the texture and everything first, and then I'm going to come in and get the detail stuff going. Because they're, even though they're far away, they're still going to have some details that help them to pop, right? And I may even just... nope, not yet, but we'll turn it down a little bit. So I was going to say take out the defining edges, right? But not quite yet. And what I need to do is actually use a darker tone to, because you know, as an object turns away from the light, oh, hello Daniel Landerman, welcome back, sir. Nice to see you. How was your evening? How was the Zoom, I almost said stream wedding, but it's not a stream, it's just a Zoom wedding. That seems like an awful fast wedding. I mean, you were here, well, maybe not. No, that's okay. I mean, I don't know how long they expected people to hang out on a Zoom wedding. I'm sure. I think you mean European ones, right? Nice. Put this on top of those lines now. We're just working our way to not having those lines in there at all. So, you know, thinking about the fact that there's light emanating from it, and I presented myself with quite the challenge here, because there's going to be light emanating from it, but then that light is going to hit the water and it's going to reflect back onto it. Maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I should just make them all black. What do you think? Just like completely absorb light. Sir Fetish, art is always challenging. Like I could stand here and be like, oh yeah, hey, that's, you know, it's super it's looking super good, right? Yeah. But in my head and my brain and my anxiety, it's like, get under control. What are you doing? So it's challenging enough. But yes, challenging yourself in life and art is always very important, right? It's what we were talking about earlier with the introspection. It's the same thing. It's challenging yourself. It's looking in, saying, okay, what are the things that need to change in my life to make me happy or to get to said goal? That's actually what this stream is all about for me. I did some introspection and discovered that there was things that were missing in my life on a personal basis, namely art that was personal art to me. And then I looked at the ways that I could achieve that. And one of those ways was to stream art so that I am beholden to my viewers, my friends, my art directors, as I call you, and beholden to being here and producing things on a weekly basis. And that it's like having a trainer, right? You guys are all my personal art trainers. So you're the ones that are like, no, you can do this. Come on. Challenge yourself. Get better. You can do this. Push yourself. One more set. One more drawing, you know? And that's, I'm down for that. Really down for that. And so, like I said earlier, hey, Sculptastic, welcome back. Some people need other people to help them push in certain areas, and I feel like I need to at least have people that can help me to push artistically in my life. And this is one of those ways to do it. Art trainers are good. I mean, and that's part of the reason that I feel like I like to give back to the community. Why? That's the reason for the Discord, the reason that I do my best to give critiques on the Discord and be involved and support you guys in any way that I can, because I feel like I'm gaining a lot simply from being here and having you here. So much appreciated, friends. In my younger years, I picked friends that were artists that not only inspired me to do more art, but also that were way better than me artistically, so that I felt like I had to achieve that keeping up with the Joneses thing, right? And it's the same thing. It was just pushing me personally. It's what I needed as an artist to move forward. And sometimes you need that. So with these ones back here, they're gonna contrast against the sky, right? So they're at the top, they're gonna kind of fall away in that lightness and be a little hard to see. But they're still gonna have that glow to them. Which means I want to actually take out that edge and lighten the interior a little bit, so that it's kind of like these ones over here. Because that edge was reading too much like a line, and we're moving towards this being painterly, right? just coming in, making little tiny movements to see if we can get it to read right. So on top of that, I can add a layer, link it, and then actually give this a little bit more depth. Just tapping in some tone. Same thing with that one back there. So I want them to kind of fall away, be hard to see. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. We'll find out as we get further along. That's the good thing about it, is we can always adjust all the way down to the very end. Whenever that is, because it's never finished, as our good boy Jitspo already said today. It's just the deadline. So, on this guy, we're gonna have some light from above. Just kind of knock it in. I think that's probably the lightest light on this guy. Because if I go any lighter and then I try and put effects over him, it's going to, it's just gonna blast out all of the detail. And really, I'm gonna end up having to be super subtle on this because of the light on light, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really good with the whole subtlety thing. But, you know, gotta keep trying, otherwise I just won't get good at it. I'll just be like, oh, I'm not good at that. And, you know, gotta do those reps if you want to get better at something. I was always really bad at low angle shots or top down shots. Like give me an eye line shot any day, good with it. And it's still like my comfort zone, but I forced the issue for a while, or had it forced upon me in the work environment. And while I still don't feel like they are my strength, I no longer say, hey Daniel, can you do this one? Because it's an upshot. For those that don't know, our good buddy there, Daniel Landerman, who is our mod, he also streams. And he is my coworker and a badass artist. And you may want to check him out and give him a watch. I believe he's streaming tomorrow night at about 6:30 or 7 p.m. Daniel, when are you streaming? (7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1900 hours. Yeah, so Daniel and I work together at the Day Gig. And we do illustration, and he is also a streamer, also a much better artist than I am. So go and check him out. Check out his Instagram. Check out all the things. I think you'll like them. I like them. He's one of those artists that I kept around from my younger years because he made me want to be a better artist. Okay, this face is going to change drastically. That's just the basic of a face, really. But we're gonna get in there. We're gonna paint the shit out of it. gradient map on top and see what this looks like. Just doing this for like the fast kind of read on things, right? So we'll start it with black and white, which is what it's at. And we'll take this black and we'll make it kind of somewhere in the deep kind of blue blacks, right? And we'll take the lights and we're gonna make them somewhere in the like light blues. But then in between, start right there. Now we can do an in between. We can put some color variants and see what we come up with on this thing. Now with these gradient maps, you have to be careful, because if you're not somewhere in the 50% of whatever color you choose, because the value of a certain hue is going to not be the same as you think it should. So like this is not, you would think that this isn't 50%, but it still reads as 50%. And if I go to, let's say, the 50% right in the center, it's a little too bright, right? So we're going to go to the saturation and desat this a little bit. Not too much, because we still want that blue to resonate with that purple. And we're also going to, what, did we just run out of music? I think we ran out of music. Okay. Oh goodness. It's 10 o'clock already, man. Crazy. So I like to do this so that I can see like what our potential is as far as colors, right? And then maybe throw a hue sat on there and kind of move it around to get an idea about what we can do to as a target for the colors that we're going to be injecting into this. And honestly, not totally sold on anything just yet. I feel like the purples aren't bad, but I don't want it to be super overwhelming, right? So set that back to 0. And we're definitely going to end up desatting whatever it is that we do, so that those colors are going to end up more in the midtones than anything else. Because that's just too bright, right? Now it's just World of Warcraft. We don't need that. Ain't nobody want that. Yeah. What just happened? Somebody get blowed up? I don't know what just happened. But I'll tell you one thing that's going to happen. It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to do a thing. It's time for Battle Royale, my friends. It's a beautiful day for a Battle Royale, and there's a lot of people here. In drops Battle Goose, Chemibo, Sculptastic, Daniel Landerman, Sir Fetish Fantasy, Nimera, Rick, Arthur Iga, Stream Elements, Inovwheel, Jitspo, Art, Rice Krispies X, and Martests. Go! Oh, look at this pile up. Art makes a run for Stream Elements. They should have just stayed there and taken each other out. Battle Goose almost got a bandage, but missed one. Somebody take out Stream Elements. Battle Goose picks up a bandage. Battling up against Jitspo. Rice Krispies punches Jitspo and Battle Goose from behind. Turns around and takes out Stream Elements. Misses, and Stream Elements gets him. Battle Goose, take out Stream Elements. Good job, sir. Kemba, take out Art. You can do it. Goose picks up a bandage. Heads for Cammy, who got taken out by Art. Oh no! Goose, you can do it! Yes! It's Goose for the win! Congratulations, Goose. You're the wiener. Oh yeah. Thanks for playing the Battle Royale, friends. Always rigged. Rice Krispies, always rigged. Yeah, Goose. Goose in the house. Sir Fetish, the only ones that I made were the cubes. Those were the ones that I got in there and just put together. 'Cause why not, right? The others are downloaded because I'm a lazy. Oh, hello, Arthurgus. Welcome to the Arts Department, sir. Well, thank you, Sir Fetish. Much appreciated. Let's get down to this painterly brush here and do a little bit of painterly on this, because I feel like it needs a little something something. Where's that one brush, you know? The one that, it's like, it's the, maybe it's this one, the dub. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason I've been feeling this one a little bit lately. And I feel like these monoliths are big and old and worn, so I'm gonna kind of scrub in some like hatching and stuff. Good, Arthurgus. How about yourself? Did you stream tonight? And if so, how was it? We are closing in on, what is it? We're just passing hour 3 on this. No, I guess this is only hour 2 on this doodle that is turning into a illustration. Earlier we did some sketches. This is from last stream. I did this one and I did this one. So, just trying to get a variety of stuff going, you know. Right on. Busy is good, right? Makes the week go fast. Next thing you know, it's the weekend. Got nothing going on. Except for maybe work, if that's your thing. Projects. All the stuff. I think the last time that I stopped by your stream, you were working on a guy that looked kind of like a farmer, I want to say. Like a bigger dude. erase out this edge here. I feel like with this, I'm gonna be pretty tight on these edges. Really kind of chisel it out. Thinking of it like an inverted silhouette, right? So like that tree on the Wraith painting that we did, where it's very tight for the most part. Oh, nice. That's a good thing, Daniel. Glad to hear that, my friend. I, for the Thanksgiving, am going to be thankful that I don't have the Rona and hang out here. I'm all stocked up. I mean, when is that? I guess that's a little while from now, but hopefully I'll still be all stocked up and I won't be eating leftovers. Maybe it was last week. I'm a horrible human being. Sorry, Arthur. Wait, Turkey Day's next week? Next week what? Damn it, Thursday? Yeah, I mean, of course. Next week, Thursday. Oh yeah, I'll still be stocked up. Probably be, I mean, yeah. Whatever. Won't be doing the like going to Whole Foods to get food, I don't think, because that's just asking for trouble on Thanksgiving. Remember when we used to do that, Daniel? Like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I don't know, come over, we'll go to Whole Foods. Yay. Being in school and not being able to travel for the holidays. Okay. For me, this is the lost year, and I'm not worried about like holidays and stuff like that. I'm like, yep, it's not a thing. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, and I'm okay with it. So these are some of the little textural details that are going to be catching the light that's reflecting back up, right? Just putting in some edges here, and they'll probably get painted out along the way, along with some of these lines in here, so that it just becomes the painting. All right, buddy. Daniel Landerman, have a good evening. Thanks for coming by the stream before and after your crazy wedding. Not your wedding, you weren't getting married. The wedding that you were attending on a Zoom meeting. Don't want anybody to be like, hey, congratulations, Daniel. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. We'll catch you on the morrow, my friend, for another day's worth of wonderful work. Working. Loves it.
Group hug.
Aw, group hug. Thanks, Daniel. I was wondering if somebody was going to slap that one, since it's new. Yeah, I think we're gonna go up until about 10:30, friends, and then we'll call it an evening. Good night, Daniel-san. Oh, Sir Fancy, you are absolutely right. I will put this in the stream drawings folder. Call this the Shallow Sea. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that redemption, sir. Very much appreciated. That was an untitled file. That could have gone really poorly. I mean, Photoshop has that autosave function, but it doesn't always work. So, yeah. And Orville, yes. I think it's actually kind of cool. I like the contrast of the like chiseled shapes, as if they were like the broken flint arrowhead weapons of like giants, right? Like massive titans. And it actually kind of fits with the mythology of my world too. Yeah, I mean, you'll notice that there is in the world, the fantasy world that I'm building, there's almost always some indication of giants, right? So that one, obviously, this one, I mean, that thing is just, that's a titan, right? Like, if this is a pixel dude, and these are buildings that the pixel dude would be going into, then yeah. Thanks, Arthur. Appreciate that, my friend. These are the things we like to think about. So I'm vacillating on this between vacillating. I don't know my words right now. It's getting late. Between wanting to do a more finished rendered piece now, where everything is really fleshed out, and wanting to do something more like the quick finish of the Wraith, right? Like this was super fast. This was just a few hours. And I think that it's like a horror movie. Like the horror movies are cheaper to make because of the light, right? So when something's dark, you can hide a hell of a lot in shadows. But as soon as you get into doing a lot of light things, then you have to like really talk about detail, and that's where you get into time spent. So. It's like the trick of Caravaggio. Is it Caravaggio? The guy that was single light source. Yeah, he hit a lot in shadow. Yeah, you think so, Anavil? I do too, but I'm not 100% sold yet on the character. Like I like his staff, and I like the flowing robes and everything, but initially what I saw was like him kind of looking up at it, but I wanted to sell besides him looking up at it, so I turned him around on purpose. So, but I'm not totally sold yet on that being the final, and I might get all the way through the render and decide that it needs to change. We'll find out, I guess. So I'm thinking, remember what I said, or the light's going to be striking the water and bouncing back up. So he's going to be kind of top lit, but also have a bounce light underneath that's lighting like the bottom of his chin, or her chin, or its chin. No, he's on a different layer. She's on a different layer. It's on a different layer. It's this one here. Right? So I can always switch it out for a different render, for sure. I'm not super worried about it. But it just falls into that category of when you see something and it's not working, or you feel like it could be stronger in the design. Yeah, then, generally it's like, see something, fix it immediately, because you can bring something greater to the equation, right? But I feel like I don't want to sit here and noodle, the pose right now. I want to do some like actual painting and moving this thing forward, because I like the idea. This falls into one of those that, like, I had the idea a long time ago for something along these lines, and I like what this iteration of the idea is bringing to the overarching thought of the idea, like the story that it's pulling out of me and us, for that matter. If there's anybody in chat that hasn't yet followed and is considering following, I recommend it. And I also recommend popping over to the Discord and joining our community there. Having a voice, being part of the art director community, the arts director community. Still forward facing, head turned up toward the monolith. I think that's a little awkward, to be honest, because if he's faced this way and he's doing that, then you're just going to get like kind of a profile shot, but we'll see, because I am going to I'm actually going to go in and draw out a few different poses, just real quick roughs at some point off stream, just to see if there's any way to further what's there and make it more interesting and a bigger, a more designed element, because I feel like it's there, but if I dial back to the initial sketch, and this always happens, right? With an initial sketch, there's some vitality there because your mind is filling in details for you. So you see things and you're like, oh, it's this and it's that, and it's all happening up here. Kindred Games, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the arts department. So when you do sketches and when you look at people's sketches, you're filling in a lot. It's like your brain is doing most of the work, right? It's like the horror movie where you never see the killer and therefore it's scarier. And then when you see the killer, you're like, So when you go from the sketch to the finish, if you don't really pay attention to what makes the sketch interesting, you could lose it. And part of the process that I took on this one actually drew it further away from the sketch. So we'll see if I can get some of that energy and vitality injected back into this and still do the render that I'm doing. Oh, Kindred, thank you. Yo, hey, yeah, Kindred Games, Swords and Magic, dude, totally supported that. I think I got a 4-pack of the thing, so highly recommend checking out Kindred Games, everybody. Does some great stuff, has a game coming out that's dope, and yeah, thank you very much. The pixel art stuff is it's passion stuff, so this is within that same world. Someday I too will make the game that I always envisioned, and this is gonna be it. So just little developments here and there on that thing, and then eventually it'll get to something. The rest is I work during the day for an advertising or entertainment advertising firm in Hollywood. I do video game box art, movie poster, and movie and TV posters and billboards, that sort of thing. Hey, Sir Fetish, thank you. I appreciate that. I have done some work for Wizards of the Coast. I did not do Magic the Gathering cards, but some of my closest friends have. Thank you, Kindred. I very much appreciate that. I was actually just on your Discord trying to figure out how to get like the Discord thing from way back when the Kickstarter was funded. Like, I was looking through my Kickstarter stuff and realized that I never figured out how to get the 4-pack and all this stuff, and I tried to figure it out, and I was like, I just ran out of time. I'm like, okay, I got other things to do today. But yeah, that's part of the reason that I dropped some art in there, because I realized you had an art thing, and I was like, oh cool, let's throw some art there. Sir Fetish, because Wizards of the Coast does also Dungeons and Dragons, and it's differing art directors that were managing it at the time. I don't know if they've changed that hierarchy. But so one art director handled the art, the Magic the Gathering cards, and one art director handled all of the D&D 5e stuff, and I was on the D&D 5e stuff. Kindred. I want to make a indie roguelite pixel art game. So, I mean, I'd talk to you about it, but you could definitely make the game. I know you got those skills. You actually went and figured out, the timing of learning to do the things. I personally tried to pick up working in Unity and building the game, and just discovered that it would have been too much. I appreciate that, Kindred. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd like to hand out your keys to close friends in my community who always support. Yeah, I tried Unity and then I tried Unreal. I said this earlier, and just it was like so much work that I just looked at it and said, there's no way. It'll take me 5 years just to learn the things that I need to learn. Then I can put the game together. And so it's just, time versus effort, right? Where is the return where is my time best spent? Probably in the concepting phases, because that's where my strength is. So if I can build enough of a community, there's the chance that I can use my community to eventually make the game that I see in my head and the game that I'm putting onto the page in those images, So just brushing in some stuff in here, giving it some textural fidelity, as they say, right? Just putting some marks in there. Joby Door. Welcome, Joby Door. Hey, everybody. Say hi to Joby Door. We like Joby Door. He does good stuff. Good art. Good podcasts. I listened to the podcast on Sunday, and it was very informative. I enjoyed it. What is good? Making art, making art every day. Just working on an illustration piece. Did some sketches earlier. Was just kind of tooling around. This was from Monday, where I sketched before finishing up the pixel art that I was working on. Just working out some like a merch kind of design, like a t-shirt design. And then was looking at this thumbnail here and wanting to turn it into something more, so started kind of working on this. And it's got a ways to go before I feel like it's so we decided that it's going to be a full render. So we meaning the arts directors in the arts department. And me, because I was like, ooh, a thing. Yeah, it felt very focused. I think that was actually pretty cool. It was also one of the ones that I listened to, I think, the longest, where, I don't know if it was just happenstance that I was like working on a project and I was able to leave it up on a secondary monitor. But it was definitely one of the I thought, not necessarily more interesting than your other ones. No. Kidding, man, kidding. No, I think a lot of it had to do with timing for me, but also there was definitely I feel like she was very articulate, and she definitely kept the things moving along, right? As much as you did with your amazing questions. Look at that. I would never get bored. I don't get bored, I get distracted. Distracted by projects. Because there's so much to do. There's so much to do. There are so many, every artist in here knows that there is so much to do at all times. Especially when you're talking about branding and building your communities and all that, right? Daniel won't shut up, man. Get the two of us together. It's a nightmare. Like, my grandmother used to say about my grandfather that he would talk to a wall if the wall would listen, and I definitely got it from somewhere. So, yeah, like. As an indicator, Daniel and I, we've known each other for a number of years. We used to take trips up north during the holidays, as we were just talking about earlier. And we would drive 7 hours up to Sebastopol. And there was more than one instance where we never turned the radio on in the 7 hours that we were driving because we were talking the entire time. So yeah, we can fill some dead air, man. Definitely. Just not on my own stream. Yeah, absolutely. He is definitely my brother in all but blood right there. Yeah. I do think it's coming along. But, friends... no, it is, it's a monolith, Jobby. So it's a priest of the shallow sea. So standing in front of one of the many monoliths that jut from the sea, they are glowing. That's why it's at night. It will read that way, hopefully, when we finish, as being more of a magical kind of thing, right? But we are past my time by far, and I do have to wake up and do the day job thing. So, would you all like to do a little bit of a raid with me? Maybe we can pop over to Cortez's art. What do you think? Yeah, Joby, thanks for coming by, my friend, and thanks to everybody that came by tonight. Thank you, Kindred, for coming by to say hello. Much appreciate you coming by. Appreciate your work also. Appreciate Joby coming by. Appreciate the raid from Jitspo earlier, and all of the likes, the follows, and the subs. I know, sir. I should just keep going. I will be back Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I will say such things as, why the fuck isn't this working? And I should just give up. No, that's not going to happen. But I will continue on this after we do some sketches Friday evening. And possibly this weekend for subs, there will be some gaming, or maybe not. We'll see. But definitely Friday and Monday, of course, back 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1900 hours. And until then, my friends, Thanks for stopping by. Love one another. Be kind to one another. Keep drawing, and we'll see you next time.